Hey, this is GN Guy. If you like my content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. You know, most Americans do not realize how good it is to be in America, or even in the Western world. Right now, so this is something that you see on and on again. A lot of these naive Americans go overseas, think the world is a nice and kind and gentle place. They think they're gonna be coddled, but when they get there, they end up being robbed, shot, and killed. That's unfortunately the reality of the world. That's the norm. That's how the world actually happens to be like. Unfortunately, so John Galton wanted a libertarian paradise in Anarcho-Polco. He got bullets instead. A Bitcoin millionaire created a haven for anarcho-capitalists in Mexico, where one of his followers was killed. He said it was just the cost of doing business. Unfortunately, it is. John Galton and his girlfriend Lily Foster was finally made in March 2017 evening. The young American couple sat in their balcony above Acapulco, counting their blessings. They've recently moved to the big house in Mountainside and were eyeing an spacious post for artisanal long bong business. Kind of see where these people value. Galton and Foster were anarcho-capitalists who slipped U.S. drug charges for 25 years in prison. They said on a YouTube video that night they're hoping that the border and resettled Galton called out one of the world's pockets of freedom and calmly billed it as a libertarian paradise. Almost 2 years later, Galton was murdered. Last week, gunmen burst into the couple's mountaintop home, killing Galton on the spot and seriously wounding one of his couple's friend. Foster survived, badly shaken. The killers presumed to be a drug cartel. Mexican authorities told Galton grew marijuana at his house. Galton was part of a small community of fellow anarcho-capitalists formed by Jeff Berwick, promised drug-friendly haven hosting annual Anarchapulco festival. Berwick says Galton and Foster should known that they were getting into, and unfortunately it is. See, I'm from a third world country, and that specific third world country, as an American, you have a huge amount of power and status. Just being an American citizen, they treat you differently. They put you ahead of the lines. They give you this and that. And when, as an American, you find that very, very disconcerting and unfair. You see how the people, how people look. You know, let's say you're crossing the border between these two countries. You automatically get ahead in line just because you're an American. I mean, of course, you have to bribe people, but as an American, they're definitely going to treat you a bit differently. Alright, so they started a competing conference in Anarchapulco called Anarcho-Polco, and John continued to be invited to one way or another with the production of sales of the plants. Berwick told Daily Beast on email, unfortunately, that is one thing that's very dangerous to do in Mexico, as drug cartels will attack anyone they see as competition. That appears to happen to John. Yikes. Anarchapulco will be scheduled next week and might even be bigger due to the murder. Berwick says, "We've received nothing but love from the attendees and expect that this will not affect the attendees in a negative way," he said. In fact, it could increase attendees even more, and people are exposed our message weeks due to media coverage from the tragic event. Permanently party. See, it's the thing that I don't like about libertarians is that it's a complete freedom. I understand the spirit of it, but realistically, it's not going to work out for you. Unfortunately, you do need safeguards. You do need some social safety nets. And I'm grateful that America has the Social Security, and I don't know, maybe we can get like universal healthcare. I don't know why we can't, but maybe we can. I mean, there's different people saying that it'll cost up to about 50 or whatever trillions of dollars, but it's something we should strive towards. We need some sort of safety nets, and we can't just subsidize everything. There's a perfect balance between being a socialist country. You know, I don't want to live in a socialist place like Venezuela. I do want, I'm pretty sure most people want to live in a place like Finland or Sweden. They want to have the social safety nets of that country. I don't know. We should strive for something like that. But here's the thing: you can't have a complete opposite of that, as complete opposite of a socialist country. You can't have complete capitalism. That is not a good thing, because in that kind of environment, like, the strongest will win, the most ruthless and the most cunning will win. That's how it is in a lot of these third world countries. There are no social safety nets. Beggars are on the streets just begging for money. They actually kidnap little children and take out their eyes in these third world countries. Take out their eyes just to make other people feel sorry for them. And you know what it is? Most people have caught on to that crap that they know is bullshit, and they treat the homeless like total shit over there. Another thing, the homeless, they try to guilt trip you into giving them money. Now it's shitty. Like, if you take a step back and try to understand what's going on, you kind of figure out like how shitty a situation that is for a person. Like, that is crazy. All right, every year the people would visit and attract freedom weather culture of Acapulco, and people would say they're more there. Berwick told the Daily Beast. It's nothing planned, but quite organically we've likened maybe to a dozen of hundreds of volunteers living on Acapulco. A former member of the community told the Daily Beast the community's membership fluctuates, and it's likely around 50 to 60. This year's February 14 to 17, Acapulco promised a nudist pool, psychedelics, sex counseling, and sessions of radical homeschooling as a well-named Republican figures like former president candidate Ron Paul and Fox News personality Judge Andrew Napolitano. The conference was located in ritzy Acapulco Hotel, and attendees had shelled out 545 seats. It's things like this that make me kind of laugh at libertarians. What do you think is maintaining security for these hotels? It's definitely some government. It's definitely the government infrastructure around this area that's creating this air of security. It's definitely it's mostly an illusion, but there's definitely parts of it that they actually implement. Like, you see guards, but the guards can't watch everything, but it does deter some people from coming in and killing everybody. The additional $495 as an investment summit, $255 for Infinite Man Summit from the pickup artist, and $140 for demystifying the occult, and $250 for various drug ceremonies like Jack Warvish and for an hour-long DMT experience. But yeah, I mean, it's some things you can't do in America, which I don't like the drug war, for example. It's a failing endeavor, and we need to like get rid of it as quick as possible. Of course, you're gonna have drugs like fentanyl and methamphetamine on the banned list. You don't want people doing that, But there's different pluses and minuses. We've seen this, but anyways, we've seen this happen before. It's naive Westerners going overseas like that, like what happened with those two Westerners biking across the Middle East to prove that the world loves each other, but they end up getting killed somewhere in Morocco, I believe. And you need to understand, like, so since I was from that area, I kind of understand how people think, and all they want from these Westerners is money. That's the only thing they want. When I was there was a group of German students. We looked at them from a mile away, and everyone was staring at them. That's just, they don't really have that much regard for personal space. It's different culture out there, but everyone was staring at them, and there's the guard. There were two army guys just escorting them. And there was definitely a guide who was just showing them the area. There's definitely people trying to sell them stuff, and they're getting shooed away by the guards. And that's how the majority of the world is, unfortunately. Like, that's how a vast majority of the world is. Be happy that you live in America. I'm happy because I see the other side of it. I'm happy I grew up here, and I'm happy I'm a citizen of this great country. So guys, thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Alright guys, have a good one.